Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
We're there. We made it. End of the week. 888-933-93. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We had the big speech from the president yesterday from Joe Biden on gun control.
You feel safer?
Oh, man. I feel like I can finally leave my house.
Right.
You know, because I'm so scared. You know, there's so many guns out there.
Too many.
Too many. There's just too many guns. And too many people obtaining guns. And the ghost guns scare me to death. Because I guess you can't see them. And that's why they call them ghost guns. They're there. But they're there. And you just don't know where.
I'm sick of the gun show loopholes.
Me too.
Oh, man.
How about that gun show loophole?
Oh, you can just go in and get a gun.
Where you just pick one up. A lot of times, they're free. You don't even have to pay for it. Just come in and get a gun. I hate that gun show loophole.
Just wave to you as you walk out the door.
We have a president who stands there every day looking the American people in the eye and bald-face lying.
Just lies.
Every day. And nobody's screaming about that. How many times do they talk about how many times Donald Trump lied?
Oh, I mean, every day.
I mean, they spent all kinds of time discussing that. What about the Biden lies every single day? It's pretty amazing.
Yes, it is.
Pretty amazing. Whether it's the Georgia law he's lying about, and he knows he's lying. He knows what the deal is. He knows his state is worse. And yet he keeps doing it to divide us.
I thought he was the big unity guy.
I know. That's what he says. But again, he stands there and bald-faced lies to us every day. Now he's lying about the gun situation. The gun show loophole, which doesn't exist. And then that gun manufacturers are exempt from being sued. No, they're not. No, they're not. You know what they're exempt from is from you misusing a gun. If you screw up and you use their product in a way you're not supposed to, they can't be held liable for that. But they're sued every day for other reasons. Yeah. They are not exempt from being sued. He also knows that. And he bald-faced lies. It's really despicable. It's despicable. And it just keeps going on. And it's going to keep on because not enough of the media calls him on it. I mean, they're starting to a little bit because he's denied so much access to them, so they're getting pissed off, and they're asking questions of his press secretary. But until you really hold his feet to the fire, he's just going to keep lying.
Absolutely.
Because it works for him. Why would you stop if it works for you every day? It's despicable. So he started with the false arguments. Here he is, cut two of Biden's gun speech yesterday.
Nothing I'm about to recommend in any way impinges on the Second Amendment.
That's a lie.
But phony
Another lie.
arguments suggesting that these are Second Amendment rights at stake from what we're talking about.
I love it. That's great.
But no amendment to the Constitution is absolute.
No.
You can't yell you can't yell fire in a crowded movie theater. We call it freedom of speech.
Shut up.
From the very beginning, you couldn't own any weapon you wanted to own.
By all that is holy.
From the very beginning, the Second Amendment existed. Certain people weren't allowed to have weapons. So the idea is just bizarre to suggest that some of the things we're recommending are contrary to the Constitution. Gun violence in this country is an epidemic.
That makes it better. I don't think it does.
It doesn't?
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay. I thought the laughter might ease some of the pain.
I know. I don't think it did.
No amendment is absolute. That's exactly what a tyrant says, just as he begins taking away your God-given rights. And really, no amendment is absolute? Let's start talking about taking away a woman's right to vote. Let's do that. Let's talk about that amendment. Is that amendment absolute? Seems like the income tax amendment is absolute. We can't seem to escape from that. I mean, no amendment. That's so convenient for him. to say, and then use the fire in a crowded movie theater or wolf in a crowd. You knew. Isn't that great how that's emblazoned in our mind from Nancy Pelosi? That's so great.
Yeah, but he almost said it. He screwed up at the beginning. You can't cry with it.
Because the Constitution does not say that a person can shout, yell wolf in a crowded theater.
So, yeah, you can't yell wolf in a crowded theater. Constitution says it right there.
Well, I just want to go on record. I never have.
Really?
Yeah. No, not once.
I've yelled coyote a few times, but yeah. Coyote!
Oh, man.
But nobody moved. They didn't really care. Wasn't that scary,
Dude,
I guess.
Shut up.
Dude, we see coyotes all the time in our neighborhood. We actually do.
I know. I see them too, yeah.
We actually, the other night I woke up, they woke me up at about 1 o'clock in the morning, about, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them screaming like they do. Yeah. When they sound like children screaming.
Yeah.
It's really kind of spooky. It's really, it's a weird phenomenon. Anyway, you can't yell coyote in a crowded theater. So no amendment is absolute. This is what they do. They always talk about how, I'm not saying anything about the Second Amendment. I'm just taking away your gun rights. That's all.
That's it, though.
That's all. That's all I'm doing. Okay? I'm just impeding and infringing on your rights. But it's bizarre that people are saying I'm doing anything with the Second Amendment. That's bizarre. Where does that even come from? Oh, wow. Just breaking news from England. Prince Philip has died at the age of 99.
Very sad.
We lost him.
Ouch.
Yeah. So that's obviously Queen Elizabeth's husband.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, they've been really fighting, right? We'll see if Harry goes back for the funeral. That'll be the big talk, whether Harry goes back for the funeral, because he will, but Meghan will stay here probably.
Yeah. You think?
Meghan will keep the grandkids here. Yeah, she's pregnant. She can't travel. She's not going to be able to travel.
Be interesting to see. I mean, I don't follow that stuff, so I have no idea. I don't know, and I don't care.
Wow.
I mean, you can pretend you're still doing the royal family thing all you want.
Well, they are.
You can set them up with billions of dollars of taxpayer money and just have them do ceremonial things all you want. I don't have to pay attention to it, though. Fortunately, I'm not one of their subjects, so I don't have to pay attention to it. And by the way, the Brits aren't their subjects anymore either. So, but I love that they keep pretending. That's just really, it's a fun thing, I guess, for them.
Yes,
and it's worth paying them billions of dollars a year to keep it going. It's so stupid. Why? Wow. Why do they do that?
Because they're the royals.
That's why. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the Windsor family.
Thank you.
Leave them alone. Get off me. All right. 888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. So, what else did he have to say about gun control? Well, it's a national embarrassment for one thing.
Really?
Let me say it again. Gun violence in the country is an epidemic. And it's an international embarrassment.
International embarrassment.
You know, we saw it again last night as I was coming to the Oval Office. I got the word that in South Carolina, a physician with his wife, 2 grandchildren, and a person working at his house was gunned down, all 5. So many of the people sitting here today know that well, unfortunately. You know, they know what it's like when the seconds change your life forever.
When the seconds... pause it for a second. Did he just say they know what it's like when the seconds change your life forever?
Yes.
What the hell does that mean? They know what it's like when the seconds change your life forever. What? I think he means that your life can change in a matter of seconds, or
yes,
something like that. It's amazing we have to decipher and translate what the President of the United States is saying on a regular basis. All right, let's see the rest of it.
You know, they know what it's like when the seconds change your life forever. I've had the the pleasure of getting to meet in awful circumstances many of you who've lost your children, your husbands, your wives. You know, they know what it's like to bury a piece of their soul deep in the earth. We understand that. Mark and Jackie, I want to tell you, it's always good to see you, but not under these circumstances. I want to say before I introduce the rest of the folks, is, you know, what a lot of people have not been through, what they've been through, don't understand. It takes a lot of courage to come to an event like this. They're absolutely determined to make change.
No, it takes a lot of courage to come to a gun control event? Pfft. Okay. With the powers that be all about gun control? No, what takes courage is standing up for the Second Amendment, especially if something like this has happened to you. I can't take it. I just can't take it. Here's talking about the, is this the alcohol, tobacco, and what's AFT? Well, let's find out.
Yeah.
Alcohol,
Finally,
tobacco, and firearms. ATF.
Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
ATF.
The key agency enforcing gun laws hasn't had a permanent director since 2015.
Get out of here, Joe.
Today, I'm proud to nominate David Chipman to serve as the director of the AFT.
A rabid anti-gun
David
guy.
knows the AFT well.
Yeah.
Is it the AFT or the ATF?
It's the ATF.
Okay, I just want to be sure.
It's the ATF, yeah. And he just nominated a rabid anti-gun guy to head it up. Wow. That's perfect. That's perfect. He also enacted red flag laws. Here he is on that.
Fourthly, during my campaign for president, I wanted to make it easier for states to adopt extreme risk protection order laws. They're also called red flag laws, which everybody in this lawn knows, but many people listening do not know. These laws allow a police or family member to petition a court in their jurisdiction and say, I want you to temporarily remove from the following people any firearm they may possess.
Oh, well, that sounds
because
constitutional.
Because they're a danger in a crisis. They're presenting a danger to themselves and to others.
Sure.
And the court makes a ruling.
Makes sense.
To put this
Common
in
sense.
perspective, more than half of all suicides, for example, involve the use of a firearm. But when a gun's not available,
They use
then
something
attempt at
else.
suicide, the death rate drops precipitously. States that have red flag laws have seen the reduction in the number of suicides in their states.
And freedom, by the
Every
way.
single month, by the way, an average of 53 women are shot and killed by an intimate partner.
What?
I wrote the Violence Against Women Act.
Wait. Go back on that. What? 53
women
a day, did he say?
I don't know if it was a day.
It couldn't be a
think
day,
I
right?
don't think he threw
Did I
it out.
mishear that?
I don't think he knows.
An average of 53 women. You got to tell us what.
They get shot with it from an
is that a
intimate partner.
day? Is that a month? Is that a
53
year?
women.
Is that in a decade? Is that in a lifetime? Go back a little bit and let's hear that again.
The number of suicides in their states. Every single month, by the way.
Every month, by the way.
An average
On average.
of 53 women are shot and killed by an intimate partner.
3 women a month. Huh. We should fact
I wrote
check
the
that
Violence
too.
Against Women Act. It's been a constant struggle to keep it moving. We know red flag laws can have significant effect in protecting women from domestic violence. And we know red flag laws can stop mass shooters before they can act out their violent plans. I'm proud, excuse the point of personal privilege we used to say in the Senate, I'm proud that the red flag law in my home state of Delaware was named after my son, Attorney General Beau Biden, our son, excuse me, Joe, who proposed that legislation back in 2013.
He's the worst.
I want to see a national red flag law
I
and
bet you do.
legislation to incentivize states to enact their own red flag laws. Today, I asked the Justice Department to publish a model red flag legislation so states can start crafting their own laws right now. Just like with background checks, the vast majority of the Americans support these extreme risk protection order laws. It's time to put these laws on the books and protect them.
I doubt they know what that is. The extreme risk protection order laws. Every American supports it. Sure. They don't have any idea what that is.
They don't even know the branches of government.
It's crazy. Oh, man, that is just outrageous. One lie after another. One buffoonery statement after another. There's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. All right, let me tell you about something that isn't really frustrating. I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm always looking at a screen, and then when the thing pops up every week and tells me how long I've been looking at my screen that week, I realize, yeah, I'm always looking at a screen. And whether you're an avid news watcher or in serious need of distraction, unplugging yourself is easier said than done. But one of my favorite ways to rest my eyes and still be entertained is putting in my Raycon wireless earbuds. Man, I love these things.
I do too.
Absolutely
I love
them.
They're so comfortable. And there are times when I'm walking around like, I don't even have them on.
Yeah, they're so great. You just take them out of the case and immediately they pop on. You just stick them in your ears. They stay in your ears. They don't hurt like other earbuds do. No dangling wires, no stems to get in your way. You lay down on your pillow at night and listen to your music or whatever it is you listen to. In Jeffy's case, I think he listens to the scriptures as he falls asleep every night. Is that not right?
I do. That is correct.
Yeah,
100%.
I thought so. That's great. Raycons are built to perform anywhere, anytime. With their water and sweat resistant, and the Bluetooth pairs quickly and seamlessly. It's so easy. It's not that frustrating pairing situation where it just won't do it. God, we have this one speaker that we paid a lot of money for, and it won't pair with anything. But these Raycon earbuds pair so quickly and so easily. Raycon's offering 15% off their products right now. All their products for you, my listeners. And here's what you have to do to get it. Go to buyraycon.com/gray. B-U-Y, Raycon.com/gray. That's it. You'll get 15% off your entire Raycon order. And they're a lot cheaper than the Apple earbuds to begin with. I think about half the price. Now you're going to save an extra 15% too. So feel free to grab a pair and spare. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/gray.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Great to have you with us.
I have to see what John Lott says, but according to this, it talks about that, that's right. There's 53 women shot and killed by an intimate partner in an average month in the
Every
US.
month. Wow.
Now, I said that in 10-year period between 2008 and 2017, there was a reduction in intimate partner homicides of women involving weapons, except homicides by guns. So
you're supporting what he's doing here? You're supporting now.
I'm behind
you're convinced.
100%.
Are you?
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Pat, if it saves one life.
One. Isn't it worth it?
One life.
Sure. Absolutely. And the ghost gun thing, now all of a sudden, ghost guns are the biggest problem we have in this country. Ghost guns. I've rarely heard of ghost guns. Now it's a massive issue. So insane. Here he is talking about ghost guns.
Today, I'm announcing several initial steps my administration is taking to curb this epidemic of gun violence. Much more need to be done, but the first,
yeah, we need to pull them
want to
out.
rein in the proliferation of so-called ghost guns.
Yeah.
These are guns that are homemade, built from a kit, and include directions on how to finish the firearm. You can go buy the kit.
Get out of here.
They have no serial numbers, so when they show up at a crime scene, they can't be traced.
Oh my.
And the buyers aren't required to pass a background check to buy the kit, to make the gun.
You got to be
Consequently, anyone from a criminal to a terrorist can buy this kit in as little as 30 minutes, put together a weapon.
Pause it for a second. You know who else could buy it? Is like a person whose hobby is to build guns.
Really?
Yeah. And you know who mostly buys it? Just the average person, the hobbyist who wants to put together a gun.
Just have the gun.
Yeah. He's not going to ever shoot anybody with it, he or she. And they're not a terrorist, and they're not a serial killer.
But it's possible.
It is possible for someone to use a ghost gun, yes.
Do they erase fingerprints and DNA on the gun if they find it? Because he said, if they find the gun.
There's no way to trace it. There's just no way. Yes, ghost guns eliminate all evidence from a crime scene.
Okay.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah, I don't know how they do that.
If I hold a ghost gun and I'm on camera, does it make me invisible?
It does.
Okay.
You become like a vampire. You can't be seen on film. Yeah, it's weird.
I think I might buy one.
Yeah. Well, not now because he's banning them. Let's see the rest of this.
I want to see these kits treated as firearms under the Gun Control Act, which is going to require that the seller and manufacturers make the key parts with serial numbers and run background checks on the buyers when they walk in to buy that package. The second action we're going to take, back in the year 2000, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms released a report on its investigations of firearms trafficking in America. The report was of pivotal value. It was an important tool for policymakers when I was in the Senate and beyond, at all levels, to stop firearms from being illegally diverted into dangerous hands. Today, with online sales and ghost guns, times and trafficking methods have changed, and we have to adjust. We also have to ask the Justice Department to release a new annual report.
A new annual report? Okay.
Yeah.
We should ask him, hey, would you produce a new annual report?
For the AFTs?
They'll be like, what's an annual report? Also, here's the gun show situation. Here's Joe Biden on the gun show loophole.
Most people don't know it. You walk into a store and you buy a gun, you have a background check.
Right.
But you go to a gun show,
right?
You can buy whatever you want and no background check.
Not true at all. That's a total and complete lie.
And he knows it.
Of course he knows it. He absolutely knows it. But everybody just accepts, the gun show loophole.
The gun show loophole.
The gun show loophole where you can go to a gun show and you can buy anything you want. Just walk right out with it that minute. And nobody even looks into your background at all.
You don't have to fill out a thing.
It's despicable. The lies are despicable. And then here he is talking about the pistol braces because it turns it basically into a rifle.
You want to treat pistols modified with stabilizing braces with the seriousness they deserve.
Right.
A stabilizing brace hook in a pencil essentially makes that pistol a hell of a lot more accurate than a mini rifle.
Essentially,
As a result, it's more
essentially
lethal,
it doesn't.
effectively turning it into a short-barreled rifle. That's what the alleged shooter in Boulder appears to have done.
Oh, man.
I want to be clear.
Be clear, then.
These modifications to firearms that make them more lethal should be subject to the National Firearms Act. The National Firearms Act requires
Pause
the
it for a second.
potential owner pay.
They're not making them more lethal. They're making them more accurate. Isn't that what you want when you buy a gun?
Yes.
Is something accurate. We were on the News and Why yesterday, Stu and I, on our normal Thursday appearance. And Stu's thing is, where do you want it to shoot straight up when you're aiming it horizontally? Do you want it to shoot sideways? Do you want it to blow up in your face? No, you want it to be accurate.
Yeah, and by making it more accurate doesn't make it as accurate and more powerful than a rifle.
Right.
When you're pointing it. I'm sorry.
Right. It doesn't. And it also doesn't mean you're going to shoot anybody with it. It means you can do target practice. Maybe you're going to use it for, I don't know. Most people use their guns for fun.
What if you put a ghost gun?
Then you could still use that for fun.
Really?
Still could, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to shoot anybody with it. You don't.
Fine.
But you could keep it around your house in case you have, let's say, a home invasion. Then you could shoot somebody with it. And if that happens, you're going to want it to be accurate. So crazy. Ugh, So this argument is agonizing, and they use it all the time.
Yes, they do.
They talk about the accuracy of the AR-15 or the accuracy of the pistol braces, or why anybody needs a magazine that holds 15 bullets or 30 bullets or 1,000 bullets or whatever the case may be. Well, if you got a bunch of people attacking your house, and we've seen that could be a possibility at some point. You could have an entire mob attacking your house, and maybe they're coming for you. Maybe they want to drag you out of your house and beat you to death. Who knows? Maybe they want to burn your house down. You're going to want more than 6 bullets in your weapon.
Yes, you are.
I guarantee you that. There's so many scenarios where those kinds of things make complete sense. The high capacity magazines, or a rifle that you can hunt with, or whatever. There's a lot of purposes for these weapons other than shooting and killing people. Now, should we ever take a look at some of the other causes of these mass shootings? Maybe we should. Maybe we should look into mental health. Maybe we should look into what's causing these people to go insane and why there's no health care available to them. Why has the system completely failed in that regard? Why? Over and over and over. And by the way, what about mind-altering drugs that everybody's taking now? The mood swing drugs. Almost in every case, when you look into the background of these mass murderers, they've been on some sort of depressant, antidepressant, some sort of mood-altering substance. Huh. Let's not look into that, though, because that's not alarming at all. But we don't really want to solve the problem. We just want to take the guns out of the hands of Americans, out of law-abiding Americans' hands. That's what they want to do. And it's despicable, and it's pissing me off. I can't take it anymore. And the lies about it are just despicable. And they continue every single day. He also had some interesting things to say about transportation. Here he is talking about planes. This is great stuff.
We do invest in research. What we're really doing is raising the bar. On what we can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a world where you and your family can travel coast to coast without a single tank of gas. Or in a high-speed train. Close to as fast as you can go across the country in a plane.
No, nowhere near as fast.
Imagine your children. Growing up to work in innovation.
Okay.
Good paying jobs in fields that haven't even been invented yet.
Oh, wow. That's
I tell
powerful.
the kids, the young people who work for me, told my kids, when I go on college campuses, they're going to see more change in the next 10 years than we've seen in the last 50 years.
That's probably true.
We're going to talk about commercial aircraft.
Here, I love this.
Flying at subsonic speeds.
Subsonic?
Speeds.
No, supersonic. Okay. Now
be able to figuratively, if we decide to do it, traverse the world in about an hour. Travel 21,000 miles an hour. So much has changed.
That's pretty fast.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
That is pretty fast.
You know, that's fast enough that the plane's going to fly apart on you and you're going to die. We don't have the technology to go 21,000 miles an hour in a plane. It can't be done.
That's pretty fast.
The world's fastest plane is the Blackbird spy plane. You know how fast that goes? 2,200 miles an hour. I don't know if that's not what he was talking about. He doesn't mean 2,100 miles an hour, which the Blackbird can go that speed. He was talking about 21,000 miles an hour because you could traverse the world in an hour.
In an hour.
So he really meant 21,000 miles an hour.
I mean,
that's fast.
I'm a fan.
I'm a fan too. If you can make it happen using the laws of physics, and then I'm all for it.
Yes.
I'm all about it. I'd like to see that happen. Wouldn't mind going from Los Angeles to New York in 7 minutes. That'd be okay. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed. On Twitter, Tobin for Pope campaign tweets, "Hey, Pat, I don't think it's fair to characterize Biden's speeches as lies. Is it really a lie if you have no idea where you are or what's going on? It's like blaming a bumper sticker for spreading false information. Casper from Flint tweets, I would love to find these gun shows where I can get free guns. Just walk in and help yourself. I sure wish voting was just as easy. The real deal would be to get free water and prime rib at the gun show.
Right?
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
That would be. Be awesome.
From Luke Warmwater. Luke Warmwater, get it? Wait, Joe said gun violence is an epidemic? So next week, expect a mask mandate to end gun violence. By the way, Georgia opened back up 100%. Eat it, Joe. From Bob Loblaw, Democrats can't push a new rule without giving some fake sob story that includes the words crisis, courage, change, and children. From the Steve 42, our house is haunted by a ghost gun.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I hate to see that happen. Tyler's surging gut check stops. I had to pay very close attention to my PTSD diagnosis to make sure that it didn't declare me a threat to myself or others and that I shouldn't own firearms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
don't lie on your application. Filling out for your gun, okay? Don't do that. I mean, sure, if you're the son of the vice president or the president, you can do it.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's it, though.
Yeah, right.
That's it, though. Not you. Not you and me.
And not normal people, not the regular little people. The elite people, the really important ones,
fine.
they can do it.
I don't even know why you had to fill one out.
Yeah, it's understandable. By the way, gun ownership among blacks is up almost 60%. How are they doing this without ID? I don't. They can't get ID, so how are they getting guns? That's really weird.
Is weird. It is weird.
According to The Guardian, black ownership of guns up nearly 60%. The specific data point cited within the report states that gun ownership among black Americans is up 58.2%, which, considering all that transpired through 2020, is hardly surprising because, obviously the cops are out to kill every one of them. But, what they think is that conservatives or people on the right are going to be upset by that. I think that's great. They should own a gun. Why not?
Right.
If they're law-abiding citizens, let them own a gun. That's fantastic. Everybody should. It would be quite a deterrent for people breaking into your house if everybody in America owned a gun, wouldn't it?
It would, and, if they could find them when they need them.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I know.
That's the thing.
I mean,
many boating accidents.
I know. And I wanted to congratulate the First, which is, their Twitter account, the First on TV account, by coming along for the ride, as they tweeted yesterday, breaking millions of reports of unfortunate boating accidents are pouring in from law-abiding gun owners across the country.
Obviously, that came from us.
Obviously.
We're the ones who have been doing the boating accident for a couple of years now. So you're welcome for that headline.
But
you're welcome.
It's true.
It is true. Yeah, it is. And it is unfortunate that so many people have lost their guns in that manner, like I have. Like I paid a lot of money for that AR-15. Now it's at the bottom of some body of water. I mean, super, super deep body of water. Either an ocean or a lake.
Do you remember
somewhere.
where you were exactly?
I don't remember. It was an ocean or a lake or something. I know it was really deep water, really big. And one thing led to another. And, they went overboard.
Did you capsize or did
I can't remember if the boat completely tipped over and it capsized or if I just fell and tripped and dropped my guns in the water.
But there they went.
They went in the water. So, dang. Because, when authorities show up to take them from you, you want to be able to hand them over.
Right.
Right. And now I can't. Yeah, you'll have to go swimming to get them. So,
if
good
I
luck
could
on that.
find my ghost gun, I would, but I can't.
Yeah, can't find it. Well, it's invisible.
So silly.
My ghost gun is invisible. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. The Nation of Islam is investigating why their brother killed the Capitol police officer.
Strange. Maybe they was listening to your leader.
Maybe.
Not much of an investigation.
They said that accused Capitol Police killer Noah Green was a brother with such great potential. Police identified him as responsible for having crashed his vehicle into 2 Capitol Police officers, killing one of them. He was also killed during the attack, having been shot by police after he lunged at the second officer with a knife. Shortly after the attack, authorities identified him as a man from Indiana who had recently lost his job. On social media, he identified himself as a follower of Louis Farrakhan, as well as an adherent to the Nation of Islam. Isn't it interesting how little coverage there is on that?
Oh, yeah. And it's just like it didn't
Isn't
happen.
that fascinating?
Didn't happen.
It didn't happen at all. Nobody's talking about Farrakhan or Nation of Islam. No, we're too focused on QAnon.
Yeah.
And there's 7 people who adhere to that nonsense.
Tell you what did happen, though. The Capitol Police were making sure that they're going to keep that security fence and keep up the security measures in Washington, D.C. But why are you doing that? Just for safety.
Yeah, just in case. Just in case.
Okay. All right.
The Washington Free Beacon reported that the Nation of Islam said it's investigating what caused Green, who they said was a brother with such great potential, to stage the assault on the Capitol Police officers. The group distanced itself from him then,
I bet.
Who said he could have been a star in the mission of the resurrection of our people. But his heinous act obviously precluded that. Plus, he's now gone. In a statement, Farrakhan said, "I am sure had he been blessed to come through the crisis that he was going through, he would have been a star in the mission of the resurrection of our people. We need to know what happened to our brother." Yeah, and the media needs to know who Louis Farrakhan is and the kinds of things he talks about. And
they do.
What a nut job he is. And, why aren't you talking about that? The Proud Boys are so dangerous and so awful, and we're so scared of them. But here's a guy from Louis Farrakhan's Nation of Islam, and you're not paying a bit of attention to him.
No. Just one guy.
To that group.
Just one guy.
One guy. Yeah, it's
That's
fine.
all.
And Farrakhan had nothing to do with it, I'm sure. I mean, he talks about peace.
Just as the southern states were not with Lincoln, President Obama did not win the southern states or red states in the 2008 election. The negative atmosphere and hatred created against President Obama has created a climate for his assassination.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't it?
If our brother wins, and I believe he will, the anger of those hardcore racists, the Tea Party zealots,
Oh, my God.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
the Republicans who
And
want
the
to make him a
Republicans.
one-term president will be such that perhaps a patsy or two is already being prepared.
Now, don't look his direction for any of that kind of
No.
stuff.
We
because-
voted for our brother, Barack. Beautiful human being with a sweet heart.
Right.
And now he's an assassin.
He is?
They've turned him
Yeah.
into them.
Wow. So now
You
you're
didn't
not.
hear me.
No, I did. I heard you. Yeah,
They turned.
They turned.
They brought him to England.
Brought him to England.
See?
See?
Oh, now he can stay in Buckingham Palace. Nobody stayed there. Just a few presidents. Why him? Why? See,
I don't
we
know.
know this enemy. Satan deceived the whole world.
Yeah.
You talk about a man killing his own people.
Yeah.
When you lie to the American people, saying that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. When you lie and then take innocent young men who come to serve their country and send them to die in Iraq, in Afghanistan, over lies. That's a murderer in the White House Who will say it?
Wow.
I will.
You just did?
Because I have a power behind me. 9/11 was done by people in our own government and our own banking system.
Wow.
To perpetuate the fear in the American people.
Surely this didn't fire anybody
So
up.
that they might
That's perfectly
subordinate
fine.
themselves so that the government may get them to do whatever they want us to do.
Sure.
You are not real Jews, those of you that are not real Jews. You are the synagogue of Satan.
Oh. This
And
isn't
you have
anti-Semitic
wrapped your
either.
tentacles
Don't worry
around the
about
U.S.
that.
government.
Sure.
And you're deceiving and sending this nation to hell. But I warn you in the name of Allah, you would be wise to leave me alone. But if you choose to crucify me, know that Allah will crucify you.
Oh, wow. Jeez. That's
So if
scary.
the federal government will not intercede
Go ahead.
in our affairs, then we must rise up and kill those who kill us. Stop them and kill them and let them feel the pain of death that we are feeling.
See, that's all peaceful. That's all sweet and loving and nurturing rhetoric coming from Louis Farrakhan. There's no reason to look into him. Don't look into that. That's silly. That's racist is what it is. So
He's getting up there now, too.
Don't bother
He's
with
gonna
that.
Be 88 this year.
88. Wow, he's pretty spry for 88. Right? I mean, he's still up there yelling and ranting and raving and screaming like that. That's amazing. All right, let me tell you about Omega XL. If you're in pain, and that pain is brought on by inflammation, and gosh, maybe you've tried everything and you still have it, Omega XL is what you should turn to now. It's backed by 35 years of clinical research. It attacks the inflammation that causes your pain. It shuts off the inflammation, and so the pain goes away. And I was skeptical about this too because it's not a drug. And, you know, after so many years of depending on drugs for pain in my back because of the ruptured disc, I was kind of skeptical that something natural like this would work. But it did. After a week, the pain started to subside. After 2 weeks, it was completely gone, and it hasn't come back. To get you started on getting your life back, when you order one bottle of Omega XL right now, you'll get a second bottle for free. Visit OmegaXL.com/Pat. OmegaXL.com/Pat or call 800-844-4888.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
By the way, they did catch 2 terrorists on the terror watch list. Tried to cross the U.S. border with Mexico. No, I thought that didn't happen. That was just a fantasy, a bad dream that the right had all the time. There's just no evidence that that's happening. There's no evidence. Even now they're saying it. So people went out and found the press release from Border Patrol and posted that online to finally prove it. But they did announce the apprehension of 2 Yemeni illegal immigrants. So 2 guys on the terror watch list from Yemen who are on the FBI's terrorism watch list.
Just 2, though.
Just 2. I mean, so this, I'm sure it's the only time it's ever happened. It could never happen again. And really, the left has been saying that the whole time. Oh, please, that's just some it's a fantasy. Why would you even worry about that? Why wouldn't you?
These people are refugees.
Yeah,
They need our help.
That's right. That's right.
Looking for a better place.
Mm-hmm. They need asylum from Yemen. And so this is the logical place to come, right?
They walked here for a moment.
Yeah, well, probably not walked across the ocean.
Yeah,
I'm
they
guessing.
walked here.
Did they?
Yeah, all
wow.
the way.
Wow, that's a tough walk. It really
It is a long walk.
It really would be. But wouldn't that be the easiest way to cross the border? Wouldn't that be the easiest way to get into the United States? You fly to Mexico and you cross the border illegally. Why wouldn't you do that?
I know.
It's never made sense to me that they think it's so preposterous that terrorists would use that method. Why wouldn't you? Well, and they do. There is no reason.
Yeah.
So fortunately, they caught these two guys. How many times has it happened where we haven't caught them?
I know.
That's what's frightening. So who knows? 888-900-3393. Also, I love the fact that even the AP, the Associated Press, just had a headline that the policy changes from one administration to the next are driving this illegal immigration overflow right now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Did that get dropped? Did YouTube pull that? Did social media not post that? Because I won't hear of it.
Right, I know.
I won't hear of it.
I know. Somebody probably lost their job at the AP for
Nancy
that headline.
Pelosi told us that everything was fine and that they were fixing the mistakes of the previous administration.
Right, that's true. That is true.
So
the AP is completely in the bag for Donald Trump.
Right.
That's pretty obvious at this point. So we'll have to share the story that they include in with underneath that headline because it's kind of amazing, and I think it brings up another interesting question from about why and where the people who are coming across the border are getting the money to pay the coyotes. Where do you get the money to pay these human smugglers? And if you have that kind of money, well, we'll get into it. We'll get into that coming up here in a minute. I'm Pat Gray Unleashed.
Good morning, Americans. It's Friday.
All right, the wall-to-wall coverage has begun on Prince Philip, who just died.
He just passed away.
99.
Rest in peace, Prince.
Yes.
Duke of
That's
Edinburgh.
fine. Mention it and then move on.
He's a world leader.
No, he's not a world
His
leader.
wife is.
No, she's
The
not.
wife is. She's the queen.
She's a figurehead. That's not a world leader. You know they have a prime minister in Britain now, right?
Yeah.
For about 200 years now.
He answers to the queen.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and that's all they're covering now on the cable news.
The queen's going to be all alone now. The hubby's dead.
Just her and her 1,000 servants. 1,000 servants.
Count.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really there.
But basically alone, other than the 1,000 servants.
They're not really there.
To serve her every need.
The footman and the valet and the butlers.
The chefs. The dressers.
They're not really there.
Maids. The butler. Yeah. It's quite a staff, frankly.
It's a great staff. And the queen has a schedule. I was reading one story about her main schedule in the morning where, it's up in a bath. And it talked about the bath has made sure that there's the right temperature and the right amount of water. And the morning tea is awesome. It's just awesome.
That would not be awesome to me. I don't want
awesome.
somebody doing that.
Oh, come on.
You know what?
Now.
I can handle that on my own. No.
I just want the footman.
Nope. I wouldn't like that.
Oh, because they're not really there.
They're not?
No, they're not there. You don't treat those people like they're there.
Right. You're too bougie for them.
Yeah.
They don't really exist.
When I need something, that's when you're there.
Sure.
When I don't need anything, you're not there. Okay?
All right.
You're just gone.
Huh. So you'd like having 1,000 people.
Oh, man. Come on.
Continually hovering around
They're
you.
not. That's the thing. They're not hovering.
Like
they're just.
I don't like that.
They're just making sure that your needs are met.
Yeah, I don't need that.
I am a fan of.
888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Now, we were telling you about the AP in their headline that policy changes are driving illegal immigration. Now, that's supposedly not the case if you're to listen to this administration. So that goes against what the Biden administration is saying. How dare you, AP? How dare the Associated Press say otherwise? But their story is Edgar Mejia could afford to take only one child with him to the United States. So he chose his 3-year-old warrior son and left his 7 and 12-year-old sons with their mother in Honduras.
Wow. How do you feel if you're them?
Bad? I don't know. They do this kind of stuff. So he said, pitifully, I had to use him like a passport to get here. My gosh. That's what he said after picking up milk from volunteers at a Brownsville, Texas bus station. I'm here because of him.
Yeah, he took the youngest so that people would feel sorry for him.
Mejia, who's 32, and his son paid a smuggler $6,000 for their new dream that Honduras couldn't provide. Now, that leads you to the question, doesn't it? The inevitable question, where'd you get the $6,000 to pay the smuggler? Where did that come from? Right. And I'm sorry, but wouldn't $6,000 go a pretty long way in Honduras?
To help your 3-year-old, 7-year-old, 12-year-old, and your wife?
If you have that kind of money available to you, stay there and take care of your whole family. What are you doing? I don't even understand. Where'd that money come from? And apparently, almost all of the illegals that come across the border have that kind of money because they pay it to the coyote or human smuggler.
Or they owe it. Or
they owe it.
Right.
Maybe.
They're, that
they pay it off.
Yeah.
The rest of their lives. I don't know. Are you gonna smuggle somebody across the border on credit? I don't think so. I don't. My guess is you pay this up front, then I take you to the United States. That's my guess. I'm
really?
guessing. Yeah, we're not opening up a line of credit.
I don't know. I think we are opening up a line of credit.
I don't think we are.
I think we are.
I don't think that's even possible.
I
don't think so. Because once they're here and they leave, how's the coyote gonna ever make them pay up?
Oh, that's right. They don't have any ID.
Right. No ID. That's true. So anyway, Mejia and his son are among the Border Patrol's nearly 170,000 encounters with migrants on the U.S.-Mexico border just in March. It's a 20-year high. The total now includes over 20,000 children traveling alone, the highest monthly number on record. And this is all Trump's fault? No. No, it is not. About 4 in 10 border encounters last month were with families and unaccompanied children, many from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, at a time when policies in the U.S. and Mexico favor them staying in the U.S. while they seek asylum. This is the policy of the Biden administration that's making this happen.
I mean, this is what the governor of Texas is so mad about, right? I mean,
and he should be, yeah.
He gave a talk the day before or yesterday about what was happening in San Antonio, and we can get to that when you wrap this up. But I mean, they've got the building in San Antonio just full of these migrants, refugees that are young men and women alone,
right,
on their own,
right, and we had the problem where some of them are being abused.
Oh yeah, well, I mean that's what he's so wound up about. Yeah, I mean he was.
Yeah,
mad
he went to the San Antonio facility, and did they shut it down?
No, he wants them to. In fact, we have what his speech after he visited the facility.
Earlier today, the Texas Health and Human Services Commission and the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services separately received tips that allege child abuse and neglect at the federal government's child and migrant facility at the Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio behind me. These problems are a byproduct of President Biden's open border policies,
right,
and the lack of planning for the fallout from those disastrous policies. Complaints that were sent to these state agencies include the following 4 things. Children at this facility are being sexually assaulted. Second, there are not enough staff to safely supervise the children at this facility. Third, some children in this facility are not eating throughout the day. And fourth, children with COVID are not being physically separated from children without COVID. In short, this facility is a health and safety nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, really bad. Now, he's obviously asking for them to close that, but I mean, then what? This Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio, I mean, it's got more than 1,300 teens right now. And then what? You close it, you send them to Dallas? We don't, I mean, the rulers may want them, but the people don't.
Yeah. I don't know what you do.
I don't know either.
I don't know. As long as you're allowing them in the country, that shouldn't be happening, obviously.
Right.
What Trump did was he said, you're not coming in.
Don't come in.
Don't come here because you're not getting in. And they wouldn't believe him. And then they got here and they didn't get in. Right. And so a lot of them just had to go back home. And then that created the problem with the unaccompanied minors that they sent across the border. And they were here and the parents had gone back home. So then, in the effort to find the parents, they would call the parents, find them somehow back in Honduras, and say, hey, we're going to send your child back to you. No, is what they were told. No. Why? Well, because they intend to come back up here,
right?
Sneak across the border again and join their child in the United States. Okay, well, I'm sorry. No. I mean, the whole thing is just a nightmare.
I'd like to introduce a new bill. How about no?
How about no? Mm-hmm.
That's the new bill. Let's get this passed.
And it's all encompassing. How about no on all of this stuff?
Everything.
How about
all of it?
No.
All of it.
On illegal immigration, on your gun control garbage, on the climate change nonsense, on all the spending you're doing. How about no on all of it?
Thank you.
Tried to tell him that during the campaign, but the American people didn't listen to us, apparently. And here we are. Here we are in the midst of this nightmare, and it's a nightmare with Biden. I think he's worse than I even thought he'd be so far.
Oh, he's proven that.
Yeah,
I mean, he is proving that every single day.
He's become, as he is preaching this soft, gentle stuff that we hate. If anybody is rude to anyone else in my administration, I'll fire them on the spot. Really?
Will ya?
Will ya? And he's doing nothing of the kind. He's just as bad, if not worse, than all the people on Twitter on the left. And he just attacks the right by calling them my friends on the right, and then he belittles his friends on the right
all the time.
Or in the Republican Party. It's really pathetic. It's despicable, and it keeps happening. And here's CBS on the border crisis and climate change.
Oh, of course.
This week, we've also been showing you the roots of the border crisis, why people make the dangerous journey to the U.S. in the first place.
Okay.
Manuel Bojorquez reports from Guatemala on how climate change is forcing many into a difficult choice.
Change is forcing them.
It's written in the hillsides as far as Ruben Che is concerned. The crops that have supported generations of his family in the Guatemalan highlands are gone. They've never seen it like this before.
So this would be full of leaves. Esto tendría hojas por todos lados. Sí, hojas y todo. And instead,
puro verde. And instead,
ahorita se secó, ya no, sí, puro
pause
leña,
it for a second.
Ya no.
Okay, well, there's no leaves on that tree. One thing you can do, the only thing you can do, immigrate to the United States.
That's it.
It's the only.
That's the only.
It's my
thing.
only option.
So
the leaves are not coming on the tree. The only thing I can do.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Walk to the U.S. border.
Let me ask you a question. All right, did you ever think about planting something else? I get it. There's droughts and there's floods. I do.
Yeah, but there's
I
always droughts
yes.
and floods. This is not climate change. Stop it. Stop with the climate change. And of course, they're not going to.
And this is the coffee bean.
No
good.
Bean. The coffee and cardamom stood no chance.
Cardamom
This valley turned into a lake after back-to-back hurricanes lashed the region last year, with intensity and rainfall believed to be magnified by climate change.
So they're believed to be magnified.
No, it isn't.
Believed to be magnified.
Okay, first of
realize
all,
they're suffering now from this hurricane. So it's post-hurricane, this damage.
And by the way, it's not drought, it's flood.
Yeah.
It's the opposite.
From the hurricane.
From the hurricane. The hurricanes are not believed to be caused by climate change.
How dare you?
We have always had hurricanes. We always will. There was a 12-year drought of hurricanes. And nobody was saying, hey, I guess the climate change thing is fixed because we're not having the hurricanes. And now all of a sudden, because we've had a few that have actually made landfall, now it's climate change again. They have it every which way, no matter what happens.
Yes.
Their argument is still climate change. So there's no way to argue.
So much of this damage, though, is really what's frustrating is so much of this damage is because of these storms. Okay, well, replant, and it'll grow again, and it'll be okay.
No, the only thing they can do is walk to the U.S. border.
Right, you could do
That's
that.
the only thing they can do.
Or the only thing you could do is, I don't know, leave the wife and a couple of kids back at home, and you take the young one and go up to the border. I don't understand that thing.
I don't either. Or sometimes just send the kids on by themselves.
Well, that's when you really love them.
Yeah, that's when you
this
really,
guy
really
didn't
love them.
his kids that
Right.
much.
You're right.
He left a couple back home and just took one as his passport.
Now, if he would have rounded up all three and said, "Go with this coyote,"
you take him.
and
I'm staying here
get
with
to
Mom.
America.
I'm staying here with Mom.
We'll
Bye.
see you. We'll see you later.
Take
Good
care.
luck. Good luck.
Take care.
Don't get that at all.
I don't either.
I don't get that.
Well, it's because you don't love your children enough.
That's right. I don't love them enough to send them on a 1,500-mile journey by themselves.
Right.
I don't love them that much, no. All right, let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. If you're looking to sell your home or buy your home, or maybe you're doing both because you're relocating, you really need an agent who can see you through that process and give you really good advice. Like, is it worth it? Are you going to get your money out of any changes you make to your home, whether you repaint or remodel? That's where Real Estate Agents I Trust come in, because they really know the market. They know what people are looking for, and they know what you'll get your money out of and what you won't. And so you can really trust them to do a good job for you. Great track records, great marketing plans. These are just the best in each market. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. Go to realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com. And welcome to it. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter.
I just want to be clear.
What do you want to be clear about?
I don't know if you know this or not. He died.
Who?
Prince Philip.
Prince Philip died.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Why haven't we heard anything about it?
I don't know, but I just want
You'd think there'd be wall-to-wall coverage on every network.
You would think there would be wall-to-wall coverage on every network, because there is.
Yeah,
it's never ending, man, for this guy. But how? And look, it's sad, right? I mean, the guy. They're gonna throw all the racist stuff on him.
Yeah,
he's dead now. Anything that had to do with Prince Harry and Meghan and the baby and anything racist, they're going to throw that on him. And which is why Harry will say he didn't want. He said in that interview, I don't want to name names. Well, it's going to be him, right? It's going to be. That's what they'll use that. And how pissed are you if you're Charlie?
If I'm Charlie,
Prince Charles,
yeah,
because I mean, he's not the one that Charlie wants dead. But he wants Mom gone desperately. He's been waiting for that throne his whole life.
And the Brits don't want him. They don't want him. They want
William.
William, yeah.
They want his son.
They want William.
Yeah, William is going to be the king, man. If he could, if it was possible, and I don't think it is the way the chain of progression goes, it would be great if Charles just becomes king and then gives it to William. But they can't do that.
Didn't they declare after the divorce that he was going to abdicate, or he was going to, I don't know, excuse himself or whatever weird thing you do?
You can't. That's what I'm saying.
You can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, what's his face did.
But he's not doing. I mean, Charlie wants that throne, man. He wants that throne desperately.
I don't know why. It's just pretend. Can we stop pretending? Stop it. It's ridiculous. Got some tweets here. Crystal laughing through the apocalypse tweets, Pat, Biden wants me to wear a mask, and I want him to secure the border. I don't believe he cares about the health and safety of Americans more than those who want the border closed. Rowdy Introvert tweets, if you have $6,000, you have to decide if you're going to use that money to migrate to a new country or invest in a well health safety seal. That's not an easy decision.
No, it is not.
Really not.
No, it is not.
We, of course, chose the latter. We invested in the well health safety seal, and we're dang proud. Got it right on the door. I am infrastructure tweets, but if the Coyotes did open up lines of credit to bring migrants to the U.S., would they take American Express?
Maybe. They might just do crypto now.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Take crypto.
I honestly don't know. But we got to get to this Alex Jones thing before the end of the show.
He saved children.
He's
saved children. Pat.
Saving lives. Here's Alex apparently saving children.
This is Alex and
banned video.
Alex and his entourage, his posse.
That's illegal, bro. Where are you taking these kids? That's illegal.
If you get in a traffic accident, those
where
kids
are
are
you
going to get
taking
hurt.
these kids? You have a car seat.
That's illegal.
How is this Christian?
Hey, we need the police over here. They got a bunch of kids without their car seats. You're violating Texas law.
Who is this right here?
Hey,
comes the loudmouth.
You got those children in there illegally.
You're about to run a human being over. Hey,
you got those children in there.
What, he's going to push the car?
Who are you?
Legally, children.
Are you part of?
You got to be legally in that vehicle.
You're not a part of this organization. Who are you?
They're in front of the Catholic Charities building.
These kids.
Where are you taking these kids?
In the back of there without children.
Where are you taking these kids?
Has Alex put on a few LBs since the last time we saw him? Wow.
All the sponsors have pulled.
What happened to his pills or whatever?
That sponsorship is
They
done.
don't even have car seats.
Sir,
they don't have car seats.
Where are you taking these children? Sir, identify yourself. Who are you?
Hit me, I'll tell you right.
Who do you work for? You part of this organization?
No, sir. I don't know.
So you don't know where these kids are going?
They're going to check the COVID over there.
No, they came from over there. They're not being checked for COVID. So you don't know who you work for?
Call the police.
We need to call the police right now. I want to know where these kids are going.
You are violating state law. You have children.
They're not going there. You're not making any sense, sir. Identify yourself. Who are you?
Out of that back, man. If somebody
Holy cow.
Doing that in a hurry.
Alex has.
That's the mom.
Mother,
yeah. Also.
Yeah, you know what I'm taking from this more than saving the children is, and here we are, but you see us every day. So it's a little frightening to see him a few months later and whoa, what happened there?
I don't know. I thought he was hurting for money.
Apparently not. Yeah, it hasn't affected his food intake. I'll tell you that. Tell you that right now. So
now
you're violating Texas law.
That looks like a setup to me. Could be completely wrong.
What?
Yeah, it looks like he set
Alex Jones would set something up.
All right.
Come on now.
What are the odds that Alex Jones happens to be out on a beautiful sunny day in Austin, or I don't know, where is he here? McAllen. Maybe they're down at the border. And then it just so happens that somebody wearing a staff shirt loads a whole bunch of kids into a car. And Alex
without car seats.
Right, without car seats.
You're violating Texas law right now. Somebody call the police.
He walks up to the car and acts like he's going to push it.
Like he's going to push it backward.
He's Superman.
It's in park right now. I'm going to push the vehicle back.
If the guy actually
with my girth, with my newfound stomach girth.
The guy accelerates the car. I got news for you, Alex. You're moving.
Oh, man.
That is awesome.
That is awesome.
You are violating Texas law.
He's bigger than you now.
I mean,
okay, maybe that was a little bit of a stretch. Sorry, Alex. I apologize. Let's not
apologizing to Alex.
Let's not get carried away. Hey, if you happen to be in the area, if you're in the DFW area or near it, stop by our open house for Kexi Cookies tomorrow. Our kitchen. We're just having a little open house with some free cookies for you. 10353 Alta Vista Road, Suite 611 in Fort Worth. Noon to 2. We'll be there from noon to 2. Jeffy's going to stop by.
Absolutely. I'm bringing my own milk.
Okay.
I was told that milk was not going to be provided.
Will not be provided. No.
I am not a fan of that, by the way.
You're not a fan of milk not being provided?
That's correct. It's a grand opening. It's a party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. Yes,
free cookies and free stuff, and you're going to have... I thought I saw in one press release that there was going to be like a bounce house and stuff. Is that true?
I don't know. Maybe. I heard.
Aren't you involved in all decisions on this grand opening party?
I am not
really
involved in all decisions.
Oh, okay.
On the grand opening party. No. So I did hear talk of a bouncy house. I don't know if it happened.
I hope the fat guy won. I want to get in it. I want to go.
All right. Could it be fat enough to hold Alex Jones' new girth? I don't know.
Well, you've already apologized to him for calling him fatter than me.
Right, because that's just not possible. That's not possible. But do you think that was set up? It looks to me like it was set up.
Absolutely. There's no way that wasn't set up. No way.
I don't think so.
No way. On top of which, I think my favorite, besides, seeing that Alex is,
and there he is.
Yeah, that shot right there. Oh, man.
What Alex. Is because he sells,
I don't think he does anymore. That's the thing, though. All those, but I don't think that
fat pills and
I don't
stuff.
Know. I mean, that stuff was if it was his stuff, then he's still. But he's got no outlet.
Well, he has his own website
anymore,
right? He can sell. He can do it on his website.
Yeah, but if that was a product, right? I mean, who's?
It's terrible what happened.
I know this is going to shock you, but I haven't been to his website, so I'm not sure what clients are there. But it's a shame.
It is.
It's a shame him not being around. It's ridiculous.
It's un-American.
It is,
and it's wrong. And
it is, and obviously the guy is like Superman. I mean, he's able to push cars in a single bound.
Where he gets in front of the car and he tries to push it backwards. It's in park, Alex. the car is in park. Where do you think you're going to move that thing?
That's in violation of Texas law.
Look at that.
That's awesome.
Violation of Texas law.
Get the camera shooting me pushing up against the car. That's great footage.
And There's guy, no way. First of all, they asked the guy what organization he's with, and he doesn't know.
Right.
I don't know what organization I'm with. Oh. Okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to take these 10 kids and we're going to have you put them in the car.
Right.
Catch you.
Right. And then, so you just sit there and act stupid. Okay. Right. And I'll get in front of the car.
Holler, we need the police here right now.
Try to push it. And we'll see what happens.
We'll cut the cameras off if the police actually show up and tell them everything's fine. We're just filming here.
It's going to go viral. Watch this. It's going to go viral.
Banned video from Alex Jones. No, there's not the chance of that not being set up are very low.
I'd give it a 5%. 5% chance. 95 to 5.
More than I would.
That it's 95 saying 95% chance it is set up.
I would say
5% chance it's not.
I think that's being generous.
Well, I mean, the guy, he's done a lot of good work. Like, do you remember when he did this?
And to feel what the children are feeling.
When he felt what the children were
God
feeling.
Almighty.
He was looking good here, too, by the way.
Folks, we gotta get good people to stand up against these people. I probably shouldn't even have done this radio show today.
Already did.
Because I have this disgusted cover for how I just hate the globalists, but it's more than that. And I just get flippant and angry, but it's because deep down, folks, I can see what they're doing, and we have a responsibility to stop these globalists.
We do. We do.
Where are the men in this country? Where are the men in this world?
I need a man. I need a man.
We just offer our children up to the system with the fluoride, the water, and the GMO hurting them. And we let fat perverts grab them at the airport to train them for the pedophile government. And we've just got such a sick society.
That's good stuff, man.
It's good stuff.
Now, look, he's been proven correct.
On
his deal with
on the frogs,
on the frogs and turning gay, and the shrimps committing shrimpicide. Well, they just walk up on the beach and the birds come up and offer themselves to the birds. That's been proven true now. That's happening.
That the shrimp are committing suicide.
Well, I mean, they're being poisoned by stuff in the water.
Okay, yeah, but they're not committing shrimpicide.
Well, we don't know that.
Are they?
We know that they're just walking up on the beach and getting eaten by birds. Yeah. Offering themselves up.
Are they though? Do we know that? Do we know that?
No, I guess we don't.
No, we don't. No, we don't. But.
And in major prestigious reports, government studies
these are major
find that shrimp are just swimming right up to birds and being eaten.
And being eaten.
They're overconfident. They've had their
reuptake thing.
Governors removed.
Their governors removed.
They've had their compulsions removed. They've had their fear level. And this is what the studies, when they approved Prozac in 81, have shown. That's why it's now on the drug insert.
That's why.
That, most of the time, you're going to be having a great time. It's an hallucinogen. It's in the psychotropic category. But some days, if you get angry, or you don't take the right amount of the medication, or you try to go off of it, or you mix it with other things,
that's what's going to happen.
You will break and go in and kill 20 people at a school, or you'll chop your baby's arms off, or you'll put your kids all in their car seats, and chain them in, and drive them off a cliff.
Oh, wow.
In every case, they've always been on it.
I mean,
I've talked to so many police. They say they'll pull up at
listen to this.
I know.
Listen to this.
A call, and there'll be a beautiful naked woman. In one case, a cop told me about cutting herself with butcher knives on the roof.
Cutting
herself. She'll just jump off.
And then
the roof, breaking her legs.
Broke her legs.
She's on Prozac or a serotonin reuptake.
Serotonin reuptake inhibitor.
And they found the same thing with shrimp.
Yeah, and the same thing with shrimp. They're naked. How often are the shrimp naked? And they're
just offering themselves up.
And they just swim right up to the roof of their habitat, and they get eaten by the seagull.
They're overconfident.
Just like the beautiful naked woman on top of the roof, and she's cutting herself with a butcher knife, and then she jumps off, breaks both her legs. Right. I mean, how many times have we seen that happen with beautiful naked women on the roofs?
Cannot tell you the amount of times I've seen that happen.
If I've seen it once, So it's the same thing with the shrimp.
Right.
Same darn thing.
Right.
The naked shrimp and the naked beautiful women. Same situation.
I mean, I don't understand. Like, they canceled. I mean, he's completely canceled now, right? I mean, he's done.
Yeah.
So it's over. But I mean, what? Like, YouTube just took down a Governor Ron DeSantis video where he had scientists talking about the COVID-19. He was talking about mask mandates, and he was going against a lot of their talk was against the grain. I didn't watch the video, but then they just took it down. You know what? It goes against our what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, they're doing that. Anything where you even question a mask or the policy of the administration just gets taken off.
Right.
It's unbelievable.
I'm confused at what they think they get from it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either. And I mean, the only thing that we got from getting rid of Alex Jones is that he's just gone, right? I mean, he's doing banned videos now and being Superman pushing cars.
Yeah.
But what does that do? It doesn't do anything.
Well, you stop the conspiracy theory that he's going to promote, I guess. That's the theory anyway, is that, okay, if we don't allow his videos to be shown, he can't shop his conspiracy theories.
All
right? And then people won't believe those dangerous theories. Let people make up their own mind.
Right.
They always did. I mean, Alex Jones has been pumping this stuff for 30 years.
Yeah, a long time.
A long time. So let people decide. Let him put it out on the internet, and we'll decide. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Are you following this Khloe Kardashian thing?
A little bit, not too often. I mean, look, the Kardashians are this is their final year of the TV show.
So I understand. Yeah,
And,
I understand. It's been canceled.
I know that there's going to be a number of stories out there that will drive people to watch that.
Oh,
show.
is that what you think is going on? They wouldn't do that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that would. Nothing could be further from the truth than them manufacturing stories.
Oh, what are the Kardashians, Alex Jones now all of a sudden?
It's amazing that they're getting this kind of publicity right now.
Right. And
they're so good at it.
Just absolutely. I mean, the aside from this story is Kim and the divorce from Kanye, but almost every story that I read always ends with, and she's going to tell more of it on the show.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Okay. Well,
And is that
I'll
the
have
case with
to
this-
watch then.
Is that the case
I'm
with this
sure
photo?
It will be. I'm sure it will be, yeah.
Apparently, she took the photo in bad light or something. And so she looks a little bit different than people are used to
Cannot
seeing
have a
her.
perfect picture.
Well, my understanding
posted.
is I don't follow them anymore than I follow the royal family, but I read an article yesterday that people have been accusing her for years of photoshopping her stuff. And so they're looking at as proof because she's a little thicker than normal.
So?
Mm-hmm.
So? I mean,
they don't want to be seen as thicker than normal.
I mean, look, those of us that post stuff online, that use Instagram and use the gram and social media to promote themselves. Who hasn't filtered themselves? Who among us hasn't filtered themselves?
I think there's probably several of us who haven't filtered themselves. Yeah, I think there's probably several.
Not in that family.
No, no.
That's
that
really
is true.
that's the point, right?
But aren't they all? I mean, look at what they've done. They've taken nothing and made it into billions of something.
That was the mom, right? I mean, the mom kicked that off from the very beginning.
There's no reason to even know the name of the Kardashians except for what's his face from the dad from the trial.
Right, he was an attorney.
The OJ
He
trial.
was a big time attorney in California, and then he got really known, nation and worldwide over the OJ Simpson case. But then then he got sick and he passed away. Then the mom marries
Bruce Jenner.
How dare you?
Oh, that's who she married at the time. It's not
That
dead
person
naming.
doesn't even exist.
I know.
Okay.
Not anymore, but did exist at that time. Because
It is ma'am.
Thank you.
Because Bruce Jenner was not Caitlyn Jenner
he
back
wasn't.
then. Otherwise, it would have been a lesbian
No, he
relationship.
wasn't.
And it
But
wasn't.
the original show was really he was the focal point.
Bruce Jenner was?
Yeah, it was. The family was all part of it, but Bruce was the focal point. And then at some point, she got tired of him running around in a dress, I guess, when the cameras weren't on,
and divorced him.
Started promoting the daughters, and that it really promoted her and the daughters, and it paid off. Huge, man, paid off.
Sure did. Khloe, is it? Which one is it?
And then there's Kendall.
Kylie.
There's Kendall.
Then there's Kylie.
Kim and Kylie. Yeah.
Kylie's a billionaire. Is that right? Is it Kylie or Khloe that's the billionaire?
Kylie, I think. Yeah.
Kylie.
I think it is.
Kylie Jenner.
I think.
Yeah. All right.
And Kim's pretty close too.
Yeah. It is Kylie, and then Kim has a lot of money
Kim's
too.
pretty close.
Kim might be a billionaire, and then Kanye. Between the two of them,
Well, between the two of them, absolutely. I mean, Kanye.
So that'll be an interesting divorce to see who winds up with.
Kanye, I think, just became the richest black man, the richest African American man. Or no, not African American, the richest black man. He can't be the richest African American because Elon is African American, so they can't say. They can't say that. They can't.
That's great.
They can't say Kanye is the richest African American.
How great is that
he's
a
the
white
richest
guy is an actual African American?
That's why
because he comes from South Africa.
That's why they break down Kanye as the
love it.
richest black man in America.
I love it. That's great. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, that Elon is actually from South Africa.
So they make that hard point that Kanye is the richest black man. Yeah.
And now they don't want anything to do with Kanye because he liked Donald Trump. So he's the worst person in the world. He's insane. He's crazy. He's not talented. She should divorce him. You know, when just a couple of years ago, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was awesome. There was nobody better than Kanye West. Not so much now. Also, things aren't looking very great right now for Matt Gaetz. Even Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger now has called for Matt Gaetz to resign because of a new report that alleges Venmo records show that Gaetz paid a friend some money. I don't know how much. It doesn't say how much in this story. But the friend is accused of sex trafficking.
Yeah.
And that friend passed along the funds to women, including an 18-year-old girl.
And then there was a question to his friend's attorney where his friend's attorney danced around the answer. Oof. And so it didn't look too good.
It doesn't look good. So Gaetz, of course, being investigated by the Department of Justice, and there's claims of sex trafficking with a girl as young as 17. And then, I mean, all these reports of him doing all kinds of different things, showing people naked pictures of girls on the House floor, all of that kind of stuff. To me, that has nothing to do with the rest of this.
I know.
I mean, is it becoming of a U.S. representative? Perhaps not, but it doesn't have anything to do with this.
I mean, we've seen pictures of other congressmen looking at things on their phones and laptops.
We sure
while they were supposed to be working on the floor of Congress. And those weren't, I don't think those were their girlfriends.
Probably
that they
not.
were looking at.
Yeah, probably not. So, or their wives.
Yeah, no, not unless their wives were performing on Pornhub.
But apparently, Gaetz made 2 late-night Venmo transactions in May 2018 to former tax collector Joel Greenberg, totaling $900.
Okay.
Greenberg has already been
whole $900
federally indicted on 33 counts, including sex trafficking crimes involving a 17-year-old. Wow. Gaetz and Greenberg are both connected through Venmo to this then 18-year-old woman who now works in the porn industry. According to the outlet, Greenberg passed along the payments to 3 women, including the 18-year-old, and labeled the transactions as being for tuition and school.
That was nice.
Oh, okay.
That was nice.
They're just helping the girls pay for school. What could be wrong with that?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing wrong with that. New York Times reported last week that the DOJ is focused on Gaetz and Greenberg's involvement with multiple women who were recruited online for sex and received cash payments from men in exchange for drug-fueled hotel romps. Gaetz has adamantly denied all the allegations against him. Says
they got
he's
no proof
paid.
that he was any part of this, right? Except for the
Venmo payments.
Venmo payments, which they can't necessarily prove what those were for.
And he's already said, "Look, I'm not a monk," which really confused me because I thought he was. I thought he was actually.
Really?
Yeah. I thought he lived in a monastery most of the week, and then on certain days he attended Congress. But I guess that's not true. I guess he's not a monk. And he doesn't live in a monastery.
Wow,
yeah,
weird.
It's really weird. So he's not a monk, and he's certainly not a criminal. His office sent out a statement from the women who work in the lawmakers' congressional offices, which read that at no time has any one of us experienced or witnessed anything less than the utmost professionalism and respect, adding that they uniformly reject the allegations against him as false.
But they were trying to say, right, that this was from that nobody signed this or something. It was like signed the women of his office or something.
Yeah.
Right. So it was like, okay. I mean, I don't know.
So are you alleging now that
I'm not alleging anything?
You're alleging he wrote it.
I'm not. I'm saying what they were alleging. That it was nice of him to release a letter from the women of his office.
So no names were attached.
That's the one headline I saw. I don't know that to be true because, to be honest, look, The guy, to me, the reason they're attacking him is because he's so close to Trump.
Yes.
And I just feel like I don't,
Yes.
I feel like if he did something terrible, then fine, bring him down.
Yeah,
but
right. He deserves it if he did.
A lot of what I've seen is really stretching it to try to bring him down, and I feel like that is just because he was so close to Trump.
Yeah, it could well be. They're vindictive enough to do that.
Yes.
And they hate Trump enough to do that.
So much.
And they hate all of his supporters, and they hate anybody who helped him. So you bet this
and
could
he's
be.
within, and Gaetz was always within an arm's length of Trump. So,
huge supporter of Trump.
Yeah.
Maybe his biggest supporter.
Yes. And and I just kind of, to me, that's what's happening. So I want, if you're going to bring him down, make sure you got the proof. And I hope that he seems like he's ready to make that fight. Right? I'm not guilty of this. I'm not going to step down. I'm not guilty of this.
Yeah.
And again, he even, he's not a monk.
No, and he's not a criminal. That's what he said. That's what he said.
So okay.
So I hope that turns out to be the case.
I do too.
I do. First of all, we already know he's not a monk. That much has been proven.
We do know that he's not a monk.
Yeah. Now, not a criminal. Hopefully, that'll
be good.
Be proven as well. 888-900-3390.
So, did you see? Are you you have any friends or family in the Caribbean at St. Vincent's Island?
I do not.
Because the volcano is imminent to go off there.
Oh, is it?
This weekend, probably today. I mean, they're evacuating people off the island as we speak. I mean, ships. They sent ships. The cruise lines were sending big ships down to help evacuate people. But I love that the cruise lines were showing up and they said, "Yeah, we're here to help, but you got to be vaccinated if you're coming on the cruise ship." So
what? Really?
Yeah, you got to be vaccinated.
They won't let you on the cruise ship unless you've been vaccinated.
Yeah, unless
so you can go ahead and die in the volcano if you haven't been
we
vaccinated.
don't want you to die in the volcano,
but
you can't get on the ship. So, but some of the other countries have said that they would accept some people, some of the actual refugees from St. Vincent, but they're working on, if they don't have a passport, you still got to have an ID.
Well, they can't. They don't have IDs. They're minorities, right?
I guess. So there's a lot of places
they don't have IDs
that just want these people to die.
They just want them to die.
We don't want
the cruise lines want them to die, and these other countries want them to die.
Except for Venezuela. Venezuela said they were going to help and send some.
Oh well, then it's done. The whole thing's fixed if Venezuela's involved, right? We're good. I mean, Do you have a picture of the? Do we have a photo of?
I thought we did have some pictures of the volcano.
Volcano about to. Oh yeah, the steam's coming out.
Yeah, they've been feeling the Earth is busy moving, and there's plenty of steam, and they're feeling like their
that looks bad. Yeah,
it's ready to. They said it's imminent. So
maybe even today.
Look at that. Yeah, I mean they want people out of there, man. And the island's not that
It looks
big.
like lava's already coming out of it.
Yeah, I mean it's
right. That looks like lava to me.
It does look like lava.
Yeah, it does.
That's usually not beneficial to people.
No. If it comes in contact with your skin, you might get at least a bruise or a welt of some sort.
It's not going to be a good weekend, I'll tell you that.
It's not going to be good. When you have 2,500 degree stuff hitting your skin, usually doesn't feel that good.
No.
Have a great weekend.
Only on the Blaze Radio Network.